Local fans of a high-quality Bruins team, welcome back. You might have just gotten done watching Game 64 review, maybe not, I don't know. That's rendering while we're recording this one because the Bruins didn't want me to get to sleep tonight. Why would they? They don't care about me, clearly, based on this season, but it's fine. We have a trade to talk about real quick. Justin Brazeau, bye-bye. We knew it was coming. We were pretty sure about that. With the value that some of these guys are getting this season, why wouldn't you? You know, he's a UFA at the end of the season. He's 27 years old. He had 10 goals, 10 assists for 20 points, if you can do that math, in 57 games played this year. He's been in and out of the lineup at times. At times he's looked really effective, at others not really. But we know what we're losing there. A net front presence, a guy that when he can get there in a timely fashion does create a lot of havoc on the forecheck, but he's not a quick skater, not a great skater, doesn't consistently produce. But, I mean, Justin Brazeau was a nice player for us. He was really fun to discover, too, because, I mean, just out of nowhere he popped up and was, I mean, pretty effective. So it's a shame to see him go. But we got 3 pieces back for this. This is what's crazy. Like, this is the value you're getting right now. And it's not crazy value in general, but this... Initially, when I saw the trade, I was like, I don't know why the Bruins do this, right? But I think I'm coming around on it a little more. For Justin Brazeau, it's the only thing the Bruins are giving up. They're getting a 6th-round pick from the Minnesota Wild. It is actually our pick originally for 2026, so it doesn't even have to do, it's not even this draft, but the following year's round 6 pick we get back from Minnesota, right? That's whatever. That's just in there. Cool. We get Jacob Lauko, your favorite grape guy. He likes grapes. I don't know. It really became synonymous with him as a person. He is coming back, 24 years old, RFA. So there's some team control there, which they love. They liked Lauko when they shipped him off. That was, I mean, I wasn't heartbroken about it. I especially wasn't heartbroken about it because I like Lauko. I really do. But there was a certain sect of the fan base that viewed Lauko as this incredible piece. And, well, I guess to their point, the team really fell apart without him. But like there was such a pedestal at a certain point where 4th-line guys come and go. Lauko is an upgrade right now in our bottom 6, though. He genuinely is, in my opinion. So it's nice to get him back. It'll be nice to have that familiarity back. You know what he is. He's speedy. He's not afraid of anything. He plays a high-octane game, but he's had a lot of injuries. He's had some injury issues this year. It sounds like the Minnesota Wild just weren't really enjoying that and didn't want to commit to him longer. So they're like, let's just get something for him. So off he goes to us. Great. We get Jacob Lauko back. I don't want to spend a lot of time explaining him because most of you already know who Jacob Lauko is. But just if you don't, defensively responsible, really quick, energetic, just a bucket emptier for every shift, and just a fan favorite. The guy's gonna make plays where you just sit there and go, awesome. There wasn't a lot of skill involved in that, but boy, did it take some tenacity, some grit. You'd like to see it. No, the interesting piece of this trade is this is going to get really hard for me and Judd. Marat Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov? You get it. A long name. Here, I'll just put it up. This is a Puckpedia little clip from him. So he is on the last year of his ELC. So he's an RFA as well, so team controlled, should be relatively easy to re-sign. He has 2 goals, 5 assists for 7 points across 57 games played, and is a -6. That isn't something that's going to make you go, whoa, great. Let's add to that. He's 22 years old, so still young. He is a center prospect. He is 170 pounds, maybe? I don't even know if he's quite that. And he is under 5'10". He's also a bottom 6 player right now. Look, there's a lot of varying opinions out there. And there's one particular analyst whose cards I don't typically agree with. I'm not going to just throw him under the bus. I don't know why I would do that. But they're running with that where there's a comparable to Kaprizov. I don't see it, really, but sure. No, he is a project. He has not had his offensive game grow the way you would like. He's not big and tenacious, so you're kind of wondering what role he would play. Based on what the people are saying that have watched him more than I have, he is a skilled player who is very responsible defensively and does belong in the NHL as a bottom six guy. There is potential for him to be a really good third-line center, which, if Patra, who's going through one hell of a sophomore slump right now, but if Patra could become a really effective second-line center, then this would be nice to have, your middle six centers taken care of, especially if Coyle potentially gets moved out, something like that. This is very much a project, but it's not a bad swing. Brazeau's value wasn't going to net you something crazy anyway. To get a 22-year-old center prospect back who at times really flexed some ability to be a real asset, like a guy that could make a difference on your team, yeah, why not? He stalled out a little bit in his development. Maybe he hits his stride here. Who knows? Regardless, you need guys to play the rest of the season. He's an RFA. If you want to keep him around, it shouldn't be difficult to do so. And if he really does have some sort of ceiling that he's potentially going to hit, why not? Why not? This is one of those trades. I figured the Brazeau trade will be next to a nothing trade to me, like a 5th round pick or something like that, even with the 10 goals. To get a prospect back that genuinely has some sort of upside, even if it looks like it's a little distant, why not? Because again, they're trying to walk this really difficult line of we want to be competitive next year or the following year. Let's get guys who can help sooner rather than later, and potentially that guy could do that. Now, for those of you who sit there and be like, I'd rather have the 5th round pick. A 5th round pick hits like 2% of the time. I mean, this is basically no different than that, right? Like, hey, maybe. It's like a 10% chance that this guy pops off and all of a sudden he's really something. He's an undersized, kind of just skillful, flashy center. And, I mean, this guy's posting highlights right now. This dude can take someone's shoes off their feet. Like, there's moments with this guy who goes right through people. It's just not all that consistent, and he hasn't had a lot of scoring finish. But very responsible defensively, and you kind of just need more cracks at the can at the center position. So I got no issue with this. I think it's a fine Brazeau trade. I think Sweeney so far is 2 for 2 on these, right? I thought the Trent Frederick trade was good, probably like a B+-ish range. And this is another, I would say this is another B+. I'm pretty happy with this trade. I don't see how you could be overly critical because it's Brazeau. You're not getting a top prospect for Brazeau. And holding on to him to hopefully add him to a deal as like that thing that pushes it over the top, I just don't see him being that piece either. This is fine to me. You get a couple assets. Good work. Good, tidy work. And that's why, I mean, you take multiple players back, you immediately have 2 guys you can slot in to play the rest of the season because guys are going out and you're going to need guys to play. And I know there's a downside to that where there's certain prospects who won't have the opportunity now. Lysell comes to mind. But, I mean, right now, Lysell's struggling to re-find his game where it needs to be after he just keeps having injuries. So, yeah, I'm pretty cool with this. I put your opinions down below of what you think Kuznetsov is going to turn into. And, yeah, go Bees. Go Bees! And, of course, here at the end of the video, I love to give some shout-outs to the fantastic high-quality inspectors who help support the channel and keep this running. I super appreciate every single one of you, from the role player tier, the top line tier, and of course the all-star tier. We are going to do our shout outs for this top line tier. Thank you so much to Sean Kreider, Michael Kammerer, Chris and Erica, Kevin Timperley, Quackin' Platypus, JM, Negev79, Lola Cattingsworth, EKM Productions, Moonlighter TV, Big Bad Bruin, The Bugman, Jeff with a G, Tommy Braga, Roland22, GD Viperworks, Len Kreutz, Brock Nope, Han Slobo, Coach D, The Atomic Lizard, Bradley Johnson, Brett Arney, Pincent, and Nick Zatrullo. Thank you so much, each and every one of you. Your top line material. But now we got to move on to our all-star tier members, the absolute legends. We have Jacob Pratt, Jake Brower, Dampen, JG's 12, Mark S., Ann Hustis, Lorenzo Wood, Penny Pasta, Levi Catalani, Boston Stringler, Bagel, Nightmare Eco, John Kirk, Joel, Heil E. Coyote, Darren Woodbury, Abraxion, Wolf Warrior, Vinny, Adrian Winter, Tupton D. Tashi, Bruin Smash, D.A. Kingery, The Only Newts, A Tasty Snack, Dutes42, and Jeremy. Thank you all for all of the support and love that you are all giving. I appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, go be